Welcome to C21 Drive Time. Our team of realtors will be sharing industry news and insights, the occasional interview with interesting people, and some of the most unreal real estate stories you have ever heard. And here's our hosts.
Welcome to another episode of Drive Time, podcast from C21 Drive in Lloydminster. I'm here today with Barry Palik. Barry's a new addition to C21 Drive, but certainly not new to the real estate industry. So how are you?
Good.
Good.
Yep.
If I haven't officially said it, welcome to C21. I'm sure I've said it to you before, but
Yeah, I'm sure you have too.
yeah, cool. So tell us a bit about yourself, Barry.
I'm just wrapping up my 12th year in real estate. I moved to Lloyd in 2009. I was working elsewhere before I decided to get into real estate, which I actually wanted to do back in 1995, but circumstances didn't permit it at the time. So back when I was living in North Battleford, where I came from, that's a whole nother story, but in the past. So, I decided to get into it and been doing it since 2010. So
Cool. And so do you do primarily residential, commercial, or about everything?
mainly residential. Of course, licensed like everybody else for everything, whatever. Dabbled a little bit in the farm away from Lloydminster with the previous company. But residential is my forte. I prefer that.
Okay, nice.
Commercial, I've dabbled a little bit, but not enough to like it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
Yep.
it's much similar, I would say. It's you've done it enough where you can. I always say you do it enough where you kind of just can get yourself in a whole lot of trouble if you aren't careful.
There we go, yep.
You have that knowledge base, but maybe not.
Yeah.
As much as you should have to kind of specialize in it. But
Yeah.
no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Cool. So do you like working with primarily buyers, sellers? Does it matter?
Probably if I had to pick one, probably first-time home buyers is the ones I like. I just like the enjoyment that they get of seeing their looking to get their first big purchase, and
That's pretty
all
neat,
pumped
isn't it?
up about it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
how
that's cool.
excited they are. Yeah,
I'd have to agree with you. That's a cool feeling. That's an experience that not only do you not forget, but I think a lot of people don't get anything like that. So it's neat, neat that we get that opportunity sometimes. So kind of be part of something that's so huge in their lives.
Yeah, it's neat handing the keys over to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they're bawling and hugging you. And we don't get enough of that lately, but it's cool when it happens.
Yeah,
So
you bet.
cool. We're going to kind of chat. Barry and I were kind of talking off, I don't say off camera isn't the right word, off microphone, I guess is, I don't know what the saying is, but about the residential measurement standards. So what's your take on it? Have you seen some discrepancies with, I guess I should back up and explain. For everybody listening, Alberta Real Estate Association, it's been for a while now. It's probably a couple of years, I guess.
At least, yep.
We have to, there's a standardized measurement system for the whole province of Alberta. And I get the logic behind it, right? So that, 900 square feet here is 900 square feet in Red Deer, is 900 square feet in Lethbridge.
Yeah.
Makes sense. The interesting thing, and we were talking about this before, is that we measure it one way, and then appraisers measure a different way. And then you can sit down with a builder who has a blueprint that's a totally different number, and none of you are really wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a constant headache. I understand it. I'm not saying we shouldn't have it. I get the standardization thing, but it's a real pain. But have you had much experience with variance in sizing of some of the houses that?
For sure. Yeah. Especially with the iGuide system that actually does the measuring for us now versus us manually doing it with our tape measures the way we used to do it.
Yeah.
Did one just the other day that come up a little bit different than the first one that was done manually, whatever. But
yeah. And so were the sellers okay with it? Was it kind of erring on the side of, now it's larger than what they thought?
Actually, I think it was a little bit larger.
Yeah, it's always good when
about
it's that way.
14 square feet or something.
It's always good when it's that way. Yeah. We have for the listener, I guess, we have a automated system now. It's a camera. You've seen it. It's super cool. It's a 3D type thing, and it spins around and takes all the pictures of the rooms. And the guy that does our photography, who we'll probably have in here at some point in time, handles it as well, and it's RMS compliant and it meets all the things. But it does. It's so exact that the tape measure. We all look like, I'm 14 feet out on this one, or I'm 12 feet out on this one, or it's usually a small number. But it seems like we've all been wrong all these years. So it's. I guess it's a good thing to have. It's just kind of humbling saying, we were measuring all these things wrong forever.
Yeah, there's probably bigger variations when it was manual to manual with different, from old listings to when you go to relist it. I think there's bigger variations when everyone was doing it by tape measure than there is now.
Yeah, for sure. And, I had a realtor in town make a good point one time. He said he always did it by centimeters as opposed to feet and inches because it's just more precise. And I thought, not a bad way to go. And I'd done a few too, but the numbers were so damn big after a while. You're like, I can't add that much that fast. Let's go back to feet and inches.
Yeah, never did that one. I stuck to the old system.
Yeah, me too. So I always try to ask everybody when they're on here, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen in a house? Craziest experience you've ever had? You've been doing this for quite a while. I don't know what yours is, so this will be good, because the other ones I didn't really know them, but I kind of knew of them. Yours, I have no idea. So, and you've been doing this for a while, so I'm sure you got something pretty good. So,
well, there has been stuff, and unfortunately, the memory is my problem, because I always said right from the beginning, I says I should write a book about everything that I've seen or done, myself included. Never didn't write them down, and now I've been trying to think of stuff on the way back then. But I guess one of the craziest ones that could have been really embarrassing, I guess, was showing a listing in Maidstone. Didn't realize Maidstone had streets that were east and west with the same house numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And I went early, thank God, that to open it up, and pulled into this house, and it was the agent's listing, whatever. And I'm going, oh, geez, I don't recall ever seeing a garage in this listing, but walked into the old punch lock system, right. Got in, looked around, nobody's home. I'm going, oh, geez, this isn't anything like they're describing in the in the listing. I'm going, what's going on here? And then I go outside, I take a look at the house and look at the picture. I'm going, uh-oh, I'm not even in the right house. Here I'm on First Street East or whatever, and I'm supposed to be on First Street West. The same agent had the same house listed with the same house number on it.
Really?
And I just walked into the wrong one.
Oh, man, that's an innocent mistake for sure. Especially when it's the same number, the same realtor. That's one of the coincidences of that.
Yeah, so I had to text him and tell him, like, listen, I accidentally went into the wrong house of your listing, because back then you couldn't tell if an agent was in the house or whatever. Right. But I'm just glad that the client wasn't there yet, because...
No kidding.
Going, this isn't what I wanted to see.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, go down the street and go, oh, there's an east and a west. Small town, didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, and it's funny, because I think Lashburn's a lot like that, too.
Yeah.
There's a few places
I had no
like
idea.
That.
That could have been really embarrassing, and I'm kind of glad the client hadn't showed up, so they had no idea. The agent might have thought I was a little off, but...
I'm sure it's innocent. I wouldn't be surprised if they mixed up paperwork or something themselves, too. You know, I have a client like that. I have two clients with the same name. And I know, contacting them, I'm like, okay, which one is this? Is this the one from Maidstone? Is this the one from Lloyd? Right? So it's, I could see how that would happen easy enough, but...
Yeah. Well, I also accidentally texted a client that wasn't meant for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one was done real fast, but...
We've all had something, so...
Yeah, that was real embarrassing. That was an embarrassing one, but that was back in the early days, and I've grown.
That's good. Evolution's a good thing sometimes, right?
Yeah, I know what not to do and what to do now.
Yeah, but, for sure. Yeah,
rookies.
You know, it happens to all of us, rookies or not. But
yeah,
we all have interesting experiences.
Got to start somewhere.
Come across any interesting characters in your day?
Oh yeah, that's another book, I'm sure. Yeah, there's some people and some houses and stuff that can't be unseen as much as you want to, but
true.
It's I can't even think of anything off the top of my head, but I've had some doozies, I guess. Nothing crazy, wild, whatever, but there's you get all kinds out there.
Yeah, you do. It's always interesting too. I find people make a stigma. Oh, it's going to be in a certain part of town or a certain style of house. I'm sure you can attest the wild and woolly happen sometimes in the house you least expect. You know, in a nice area of town, a big fancy house, it looks well kept, and you get inside and it's whatever going on or not going on or something missing. I mean, it's always interesting.
Yeah, I showed one time to a young kid and his mom, and it was an old trailer in Marshall, whatever, and I didn't think, wow, this isn't going to happen. I walked into the bedroom. There was this huge stream of ants coming down the wall from the window.
Oh.
And they had their little home on the carpet there, and I'm going, oh, this ain't going to sell. And they bought her.
Really?
Yep. Mom walked in and said, that's an easy fix.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always tough, isn't it? You know, I remember years ago when I was in Red Deer doing this, and I was lucky. I worked with some really good guys down there. And I remember we were on Realtor Tour. That was something like what we used to do here. Check out all the houses and the new listings and whatnot. And this realtor, I remember looking at this house thinking, who'd buy this? This is terrible. And I was kind of just saying it out loud because sometimes my brain and my mouth don't sink and there's no filter and it just pops out.
Yeah.
Right. So he says to me, well, it shouldn't matter. You're not the one buying it. He said, always remember that. You're not the guy buying it. Doesn't
Yeah.
it? Who cares what you think? And I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny, though.
that still crosses my mind today when I'm showing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going, I wouldn't, but it's not me buying it,
Yeah.
I guess. And
Hard sometimes, isn't it, when you see ants streaming down a wall to think, oh, no one's going to buy this, and then
Yeah.
turn around and somebody buys it. Yeah, it's
I
hard.
know
to-
I wouldn't.
Yeah, hard to keep your own perspective out of there
Yeah.
sometimes.
But you do it, and if it makes them happy, you.
Yep,
Get her
100%.
done.
Yep, just
Yeah, it's-
lose my phone number.
Yeah.
Don't call me later.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
You bet.
Well, thanks, Barry. Thanks for stopping in and
Yeah,
sharing
you
your
bet.
story. And everybody, thanks for tuning in. And if you want to subscribe to our podcast, be sure to tune into Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from.
It's a good listen.
Till next time.